We got the Black Ops 6 Season 4 full intel reveal finally dropped. This actually dropped yesterday, but we're here, and I'm super excited to get into it. I've kept pretty spoiler free. The only thing that I know is that Grief is returning, and I never played it back in the day, but my friend, it was like one of his favorite game modes, and so I'm really excited to try that out. But other than that, I really don't know much of anything. I haven't really been tapped into Call of Duty recently. I've been really enjoying Doom, which I have more of those videos coming as well. I have like 3 episodes recorded right now. I just need time to edit them. I really haven't had much time in the last week, but they will resume super soon. So don't forget to subscribe so you can catch that Doom content, as well as the Call of Duty content, as well as the Elden Ring Night Rain content that's coming out next weekend, I'm pretty sure, as well as any of the other games that we're going to be playing here. Also, don't forget to let me know down below if there's any games that you are super excited for that you would like to see me try out. I'm open to try pretty much any kind of game. But with that being said, let's hop into Call of Duty Season 4. It arrives on May 29th at 9 a.m. Ooh, that is... I think that's the same day that Elden Ring drops. So what I'm thinking of doing is once this content, and like especially Grief, whenever that drops, I'm thinking of just streaming, and then also streaming my experience with Elden Ring Night Rain that night. I don't know the exact time that it drops, so I could be wrong. But at the very least, it should drop at like midnight Eastern, which is 11 for me. Through the blog, you'll see references to when gameplay content launches. Hear what the various suffixes mean. Launch. Expect to access this content immediately at season launch. Launch window. Expect to access this content between launch and up to 72 hours after launch. I'm really happy that they're like specifically saying time frames, because like we all knew that launch window meant like, you know, sometimes shortly after launch, but we didn't really know exactly how long, and now we do, up to 72 hours after launch. In season, expect to access this content during the season, but before either the mid-season or next season arrives. Mid-season, you will access it at the mid-season or later. All right, in multiplayer, we're getting 5 maps, including Shutdown, Fugitive 6v6 core maps, and the Blitz Strike map. In mid-season, party it up in Eclipse and play a reimagined Fringe. I'm super excited for that. I guess that is also something that I saw was Fringe was coming back. And I'm really interested to see how it's going to play without all of the advanced movement. I think it'll still play fine. It's a really good map, really good layout. New and returning modes. We got team elimination, a new twist on the kill confirm formula, make every bullet count. Oh, we got One in the Chamber coming back. Let's go. This is like all-time favorite party game mode. And then we have Party Ops limited time mode. Getting the Grim Reaper score streak. Returns from the original Black Ops, offering an explosive payload that's guaranteed to blow the competition sky high. I don't remember the Grim Reaper score streak from the first Black Ops. I mean, I was pretty dog shit. I was a kid, so... But let's look at Shutdown. It looks like a water slide over there. I know it's not. I think that's like a dam, but still, it's funny. All right, I mean, this doesn't look horrendous. Doesn't exactly get me like super excited, but you know, it seriously does look like a water slide though. Next, we got Fugitive. This room reminds me of, I know it's in prison on Rebirth. Like this room, there's a room that looks really similar to that, I'm pretty sure. This map looks fine. Again, like a lot of it's really just going to come down to getting into the map and playing it to know exactly what it's going to play like. Looking down on like the mini map or like the tac map of it isn't necessarily the best tell-all. But, you know, I mean, it looks pretty straightforward. Presents multiple levels and shortcuts to the various outside areas, including the checkpoint, courtyard, and recreation yard. In the upper cell block, newly opened cells present the danger of ambush. Be on your guard and look for zip lines for quick access to your next target. It seems pretty interesting. Like I said, it's just one of those things where you're going to have to actually get into a map to see exactly how it plays. We have Blitz. This sort of reminds me, there was another map in Black Ops 3. I don't remember what it was called. There was like it wasn't a mansion, but you know, sort of like a mini mansion, I guess, that was like sitting on a hill, and had like a patio in the back, but it would come around to this bridge, and there was like a doorway up here that was like a pretty common power position to like shoot down on the bridge. But then over here, there was another like almost, I don't know, I call it almost like a treehouse looking thing, but you could, you know, challenge the power position from there. I wish I could remember what the map was called, but on first glance, this is immediately what it reminded me of. But like from a general layout, I mean, it looks okay. Maybe maybe a little fear of Santa City border crossing, but they removed a lot of the cars. I think the bridge might be a pretty powerful location, but they putting these walls up makes it a little bit better because you only have like certain spots you can peek from, and then it looks like under here is going to be, it could be pretty fun. It also is a strike map, so it's gonna be pretty small. All right, next we have Eclipse. I am really digging the visuals on this map. I think it looks sick. I am sort of worried about how dark it is, but I still am like very much vibing with the colors. Also, there's no like mini map for it. The neon lights flickering lights is also maybe not the greatest idea, but yeah, we'll see how it is when we get in there. I mean, from what I could vaguely tell, it looks like it's going to be a pretty high action map, which is always good. And then Fringe, beautiful Fringe. I'm kind of surprised they didn't show anything to the right of this building, because in this building is the train that passes all the way down, so you can get back up into here through that side. And there's also like some silos that are like out, or you can kind of see. I mean, maybe that's not a silo. I don't know exactly know what those are called, but yeah, there's nothing showing that building where the train is. Maybe it's closed off, which I think that would be a really big L. And there's also nothing on that side of the wall, because there's like a whole other area back there. And yeah, you go like over here through this building, and it's like back there. That's how you like flank onto this building, because I remember this window specifically. If you were sitting in the top of this house, you could just go back and forth, this window to this window to this window, and then there was like stairs in there that you would have to keep an eye on, but usually people would just like throw a claymore or something there. But that window is how you would challenge that window, and also everything that's out here. A lot of sniping between these two windows back in the day. It was so much fun. Also, just a ton of Kuda on this map. Like, whenever I think of the Kuda and playing with it, I think of playing with it on this map specifically for me. Yes, even in here they say like there's the grand open of the distillery, battle along the main road, or dive into the bar for a closer fight and watch for sharpshooters in the upper barn or along the bridge. But again, it doesn't mention anything about that building over there. It still doesn't even show it either, which making it more like narrow, I guess, like they call it, isn't the worst idea. I just think this map was so good. I think if you change like any part of it, you're making it worse. So I am kind of worried about that. But was this map mid-season? No, of course it's mid-season, man. Oh well. We got Team Elim and one in the chamber. In the mid-season, looping up with Party Ops LTM. Team elimination is at launch. In this twist on kill confirmed, two teams are given a limited amount of lives each, as they fight to be the last surviving team. Players drop a dog tag on death that can be picked up by the enemy to confirm the kill, or by a teammate to deny the opposing team. Survive longer than the other team, or hold the most remaining lives when the timer ends to win the round. Balance aggression and defense as you seek out enemy dog tags while preserving your life. Dig in with your teammates to counter enemy attacks, and then ask for cover while you collect the droppings. Picking up tags is a great way to earn your next score streak, so stay aggressive and keep up the momentum. Once your team's life pool is drained, your remaining teammates can still revive you where you were last killed in a last-ditch effort to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. Okay. I know I've said this about all the maps, but I think I'm going to say it about this mode too. It's just one of those where you're probably just going to have to play. Like, it definitely seems interesting enough. It's just not as different as I was hoping, I guess. One in the chamber, in season. Let's go. We're getting this before the mid-season, baby. Another Black Ops fan favorite mode returns as one of the chambers shows up in Season 4. In this free-for-all mode, each operator is given one pistol, one bullet, a knife, and 3 lives. Precision is king, as bullets always eliminate on impact, and the only way to earn another bullet is to get an elimination. I'll be honest, this is like my favorite game mode, and I haven't played it in so long that I forgot that you only had 3 lives in the mode. Like for Advanced Warfare, I spent the entirety of that game's life cycle playing one in the chamber with the Moors and the railgun pistol, which I always forget what that one's called, but playing one in the chamber with the Moors while everyone's like jetpacking around, so much fun, man. Stay cool, aim true, and preserve your lives while aiming for the highest score. UAV scans keep the action moving, so don't try to hide. At the end of the match, the top 3 scoring operators will step up to the winner's circle. All right, we got Party Ops in the mid-season. Get the party started with a new LTM arriving later in the season. Compete in a randomized set of party-themed minigames. The player with the highest score at the end of the match wins it all. I am super down for that. We have the Grim Reaper score streak, unleashing massive hits on other operators and score streaks alike. Oh, I do remember this. Yeah, I do remember this. Oh man, I hated this thing. Wield the Grim Reaper, a quad-2 loaded launcher capable of inflicting heavy damage on enemies. Whether targeting operators or locking onto enemy score streaks, the Grim Reaper's payload delivers a huge explosion. The weapon is lost if you're taken out, so save it for the right moment and bring backup to ensure you have the protection needed to unleash havoc. Yeah, this thing's gonna be fun. And it's only 725 score. That's kind of crazy, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, zombies content. I think it was rumored at one point that we were getting a new map every season, but obviously not getting one this season. We're getting griefed instead, which I think is totally fine. It's still gonna spice up the gameplay, I think. Drop into this epic 4v4 competitive battle on all maps, outlasting the opposition while securing capture zones to debuff and grief your opponents. The last team still standing wins. Is there like time to upgrade weapons and stuff like that in between? Like I don't see any pack-a-punches or anything, so I don't entirely know how this game mode works. Additional gameplay content, we have crack open the armored undead and create area of effect explosions with the shatter blast. Yes, I've been missing shatter blast so bad. Shatter blast was definitely my favorite ammo mod in Cold War, simply because like it rips armor off so well, and it makes it a lot easier to deal with like the waves and waves of armored zombies, and especially the manglers and stuff. And so especially like when all we had was like Liberty Falls and people were doing high rounds and there was just an abundance of manglers everywhere, I was really hoping that Shatter Blast was going to be the first ammo mod that they would bring in like season 1, because I felt like that would have really helped. But I'm still glad to see it in the game at all, and I'm also really curious what the augments are going to be. We got 3 new gobblegums, create even bigger explosions with the Grim. Okay, so the Grim Reaper is also coming into zombies. We're getting more Dark Ops challenges. Then prepare to face down a powered up abomination. Survive as long as you can in the starting room LTM and prove your leaderboard worth by zombie slaying for bragging rights and rewards. It's a competitive mode where 2 teams outwit and outlast each other. Capture zones to debuff enemies. No damage against other players. Respawns every 3rd round. Okay. The only way that you can damage other players is through spawning zombies, I guess. It's going to be on Liberty Falls, Terminus, Citadel de Moor, The Tomb, and Shattered Veil. Restricted. Wonder Weapons, Gobblegums, Exit Strategy, Idle Eyes, Wonder Bar, Timeout, Flavor Hex, which is a season 4 gobblegum. So yeah, I guess no Wonder Weapons or any of those gobblegums. Not seen since Black Ops 2. Grief returns to zombies. This fan favorite mode pits 2 teams of 4 against each other, with both sides vying to outsurvive the other. As the battle lines are drawn between Sam and director Richtofen, each team pledges their support to one of these rivals at the start of the match, subsequently receiving handler comm support from one of them throughout the ensuing chaos. Indirect PvP combat. The action is almost immediate as both teams drop into either side of the same grief arena within the chosen zombies map, and indirect PvP combat comes into effect. 2 teams of 4 players can't outright kill members of the enemy team, but can interact with them by body blocking or slowing them by using melee, bullet-based weapons, or projectiles, so you can slow them. Victory conditions. The winning team is the one that manages to grief their rivals into being killed or entering a down state. As long as 1 or more team members are upright, the match continues. The action is constant and can get incredibly chaotic, due in part to your proximity to your opponents and the hordes of undead encroaching on your team. Thanks to the arena being a subsection of the main zombies map, these are known as grief arenas. Within a grief arena are a variety of features. An open environment. Grief arenas are clearly defined areas where any critical doors have already been opened and the power will already have been turned on. All other door buys are inactive. Both teams spawn on opposite sides of the arena, each in a group of 4. Player respawning. Any team members that are downed, provided 1 or more of their team are still alive, can be revived at any time, though rival teams, undead enemies, and shock charges can hamper this action. Okay, so you can shock charge bodies. That's toxic. Additionally, a wave respawner triggers every 3rd round, automatically reviving any eliminated teammates from both teams. Join in progress. Any player not in the game can join up until round 10 has been completed and has a small grace period to orient themselves before they're swarmed by zombies. Additionally, if a team has won back-to-back capture zones, join in progress is not available. Okay, that seems kind of weird. Essence and salvage. Unlike in standard playlists, salvage pickups in Grief are worth 100 salvage, visible to all players, and can only be picked up by the first player to grab it. Alright? Zombies. Rounds will progress faster than usual, and the amount of zombies per round has been increased to account for 8 players. All undead entities, except for bosses, are to be expected. If players fail to kill zombies, the round will turn. Wait, so if you don't kill zombies, the round will turn. I guess that kind of makes sense. Core mechanics. The Arsenal, Pack-a-Punch, Mystery Box, Crafting Tables, Perk Machines, Gobblegum Machine, with Exit Strategy, Idolize, Wonder Bar, Timeout, and Flavor Hex restricted. Armor wall buys and Der Wonderfizz machine are available in a Grief arena where they normally reside, or in a new location if they don't normally exist in this portion of their respective maps. Note, while the current Gobblegum restrictions are in place to keep matches dynamic yet balanced, additional restrictions may be made in the future as the developers keep an eye on game balance similar to ranked play. Alright, that makes sense. Capture zones. Appearing at a regular cadence during a match. These are smaller areas within a Grief arena where players are required to stand and earn specific types of kills to trigger a Grief on the opposing team. Plan A, survive. Plan B, capture zones. Okay, so it's like almost like you're completing SAM trials, but when you complete the SAM trials, you grief the other team. Keeping your team upright and focused on undead slaying for longer than your rivals is the main plan in this mode. However, there's an important secondary focus you need to plan for: capturing zones and griefing your rival team. Capture zones appear at regular intervals throughout a match, and after stepping through the glowing perimeter, you and your team can secure the zone by staying inside it and dispatching zombies. Beckon your crew into a zone to quicken the zombie slaying, and once your kill count meets the requirement, a grief is triggered on the opposition. Note that if neither team reaches this requirement within the countdown inside a capture zone, the grief is applied to both teams. Okay, very interesting. So not only do you have to like complete objectives and stuff to grief the other team, you also have to do it to make sure that you are not punished. That's pretty interesting. So what is a grief? It is a temporary debuff, penalty, or negative gameplay mechanic that you can inflict on your rival team at a capture zone. The type of grief is shown at the objective tracker within a capture zone. Here are the possible griefs you're aiming to inflict on your foes. You have a weapon nerf. The affected players inflict considerably reduced damage to zombie enemies. Ooh, that sounds like a death sentence. Ammo drain. All ammo-based weapons, including those stowed, receive an ammo drain with bullets or shells being removed constantly while the grief is active. Oh my gosh. Like, these seem like very strong. Zombie ambush. An elite zombie is summoned and it solely focuses its killing power on the enemy team until either the elite or the team are defeated or the timer runs out. Surely these can't be stacked, right? Because imagine you have weapon nerf and zombie ambush going at the same time. Like, you're fucked. Weapon carousel. The rival player's weapons are randomly swapped every few seconds. Alright, that seems pretty cool. Frozen. This grief reduces the enemy player's movement along with frost and ice coating the characters. Dude, these all seem like death sentences. Griefs and capture zones also introduce new score types, including a capture zone kill, awarded to a player who defeated a zombie type during a successful capture zone completion. Capture zone win, awarded to all players on a team who successfully commandeer a captured zone. And capture zone elite kill, awarded to a player who slays an elite spawned in a capture zone. The available grief arenas. There's 11 at launch. Oh, shit. All right, so Liberty Falls in Arena 1 is going to be Pump and Pay, Motor Lodge, and Fuller's Liberty Lanes. That makes sense. 2 is going to be the Dark Aether Church, the Cemetery, and Hilltop. Yep, makes perfect sense. Terminus is going to be Biolab and Crab Island. All right, sick. Citadel is going to be Courtyard, the Ramparts, and Entrance Hall. It's interesting the Citadel only has one. The Tomb is going to have Dig Site and Mausoleum, and it's also going to have the Dark Aether Nexus. It's going to be pretty cool doing that in the Dark Aether Nexus. I really like the Dark Aether Nexus area, just how it looks. Wow, Shattered Vale has 4. I mean, this map is pretty big. Shattered Vale. So first we're going to have the Garden Pond in the lower terrace. And you're going to have the upper terrace, Shem's Henge, and Motor Court. Then you're going to have the Mansion Foyer, Overlook, east foyer and library, and then you're going to have the west hallways, the southwest balcony, and the bottlery. All right, I mean, yeah, those all seem pretty straightforward. Like, it makes sense to have maps in all those areas, and I can't really think off the top of my head of any area that would be like, well, except on Citadel. I think Citadel, you could probably add one that's like you could add like the room where the swords are, and then the underneath portion, although that might be a little too crowded. It seems pretty well thought out. Access the following new content within all 5 zombies maps, unless otherwise stated, throughout Season 4. We got Dark Ops challenges, which are coming at launch, which is a new set of hidden calling cards and bounteous amounts of XP. Maybe there's even one for grief. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Starting room in the mid-season. Inspired by the starting room in the classic Moon Zombies map, which I have never played. Drop in with up to 3 of your zombies crew into a more straightforward but challenging experience where you're locked into the first zone of a map. Raptor 1 is gone, and those undead hordes are only getting stronger. But all doors in the initial zone are locked. Survive to the highest round you can. This seems a lot more like a classic zombies mode. I wonder if the original thought for this was to like do the original Nacht der Untoten from World at War, just as like a classic mode, sort of love letter to the classic, the OG zombies community. But then they were like, maybe they're a little tired of Nacht, so let's make it sort of the same feeling where it's pretty tight, like one room experience with no upgrades, and you just try and survive as long as you can. Seems pretty interesting. If you're a classic zombies person, I'm very interested to see what you think of this mode. So once it comes out, you have to wait till the mid-season, but once it comes out, please let me know. Another new LTM, the Abomination Challenge. Okay, so I thought when they said Abomination Challenge or whatever, I thought it was all part of the starting room. But no, it's a whole different LTM. You'll enter a warped version of Liberty Falls during this new mid-season event. Hunt down an ultra-powered-up Abomination. Perhaps it's wise to bring backup. All right, I mean, that seems interesting. Not a lot of info, but very interesting. So we got Shatter Blast ammo mod, the Grim Reaper support launcher, and there's new chewables. Deal explosive damage. Each bullet has a chance to create an explosion that destroys armor. Sorry, that reload animation reminded me a lot of the M1 Garand. And so for a second I was like, what the fuck, are we getting an M1 Garand in the game? That doesn't look like the M1 Garand. This mod also creates an area of effect blast radius at the same time whether any armor is shattered or not. Ooh, that actually sounds really good. Due to the somewhat chaotic nature of this modification, there is a random chance of the shatter blast effect triggering, and it won't happen every time you fire, which is to be expected. Also expect a cooldown period after the effect, and it doesn't directly affect elite enemies, pending some augment research, but AoE explosions can still damage them. Alright, let's get into some augments. Big game, Shadow Blast can be used against elites. Expect an impressively sized explosions. I don't think you really have any armored up elites though, unless it has some weird effect on amalgams, where once it triggers it does a shit ton of damage to all of the different heads. That could be really interesting actually. And now I'm going to be really disappointed if that's not what that does. On explosion, 3 additional explosions occur in rapid succession. Very nice. For every enemy that has its armor destroyed by Shatter Blast, armor health will be restored. Whoa. That is actually very nice. That is going to be very, very nice. Because especially once you start getting into the later rounds, you have so many different armored zombies that you're going to be restoring armor health pretty reliably, I feel like. Surely there's an internal cooldown on this or something. But the minor augments will increase the size of the explosion, increase the explosion damage, and normal enemies are knocked down by the explosion. I probably won't use this one. I really don't like when normal enemies get knocked down. It's because it's sort of it interrupts the flow of the train, but I'll probably do one of those two. New Gobblegums though. Crack your teeth on 3 new Gobblegums available across all maps once you earn or unlock them and equip them in your Gobblegum loadout pack. We have Explosive Flourish, which is an epic. Reloading your weapon creates an explosion around you. Gobblegum lasts for 2 minutes. So it's like a mini electric cherry, I guess. Flavor Hex Legendary activates a random ultra. Ooh, wait, that seems very strong. I might have to farm for a bunch of those. And then we have Rain Burps, which is a new whimsical where zombies killed belch sparkly rainbow bubbles for 3 minutes. I know I've said it before, but I'm gonna say it again. Whimsicals should be like skulls in Halo. It should not be Gobblegums that have only a set time limit on them. Please, Treyarch, please change that. And if you can't do it for this game, Please do something about it in Black Ops 7 later this year. Warzone, I don't really care about a new POI. Oh, a 52v52 Verdansk deathmatch. Join 51 other operators in a chaotic firefight to claim domination points and defeat foes. Then compete in a specially themed area of Verdansk in a match with rule-bending modifiers in Havoc Royale, and drop into Rebirth for a spot of Resurgence casual human impact combat. Okay, so but what I'm really looking at is the 52v52 Verdansk deathmatch, because that might make it a whole lot easier, and I mean a whole lot easier, to grind the camo. Maybe I will check this out. Maybe I will. Modes. Clash LTM. Oh, it's an LTM. Okay, so it's not like a permanent mode coming. Yeah, 15-minute matches. First introduced into Warzone during Season 5 of Cold War. It's a revamped version of the original Rumble mode. It's back bigger than ever and now includes some impressive game-changing equipment and power-ups only available in this mode. But what is Clash mode? It's a team deathmatch and domination mode on a massive scale. So it's like Battlefield. If you ever played Battlefield, the action-packed team-based mode takes place in and around a specific POI within Verdansk and pits 2 teams of 52 players against each other. With no circle collapse, no last stand benefit for the survivor perk, and your loadouts available immediately, the plan is simple. Your side needs to acquire 500 points by the end of the 15-minute time limit. These are mainly gained by slaying enemies, sometimes aided with power-ups you can acquire within a match, completing contracts, and participating in the in-game public events, as well as the following. You get 1 point per elim, 2 points per elim with a double down power up, 5 points per contract completed, 10 points for capturing a Dom point, 10 points for capturing a bonus crate or a cash crate. Available locations are going to be Quarry, Boneyard, Farmland, and Promenade East. Available vehicles are going to be the Heli, the cargo truck, the LTV, and the Polaris Razor. Fun fact, I used to build Polaris Razors, and that shit sucked. There are 3 available contracts to complete in Clash mode. Scavenger, S&D, and Recon. In-match events will have Dom points, bonus crates, Clash Fire Sale, Clash Crates, and Power Surge. Buy stations will be scattered across a Clash map and roughly split between each team's area of operations. Portable buys are also available during the Fire Sale in-match event. You can get armor plates, munis, trophy systems, counter UAV, sentries, hand cannon, bunker buster. Ooh, the bunker buster, yes. Cluster strike, precision, and ooh, you can even buy specialists. Sick. I wonder if loot will drop on the ground. So like if you buy specialist and somebody kills you, can they pick it up? You'll have a door barricade, which is in the Clash mode at season launch. Control access points more easily during mid or close quarter combat scenarios, and delay enemy incursions with the door barricade. Fit a barricade to a close single or double door, and a heavy duty lock attaches and is visible on both sides, preventing the opening or access through the door. This is until the barricade is either removed only by the operator or squad mates who fitted it, or destroyed, usually by using explosives. The gunfire and melee equipment is also an option. It'll be loot in Battle Royale and Battle Royale casual modes via the new care package, all coming in. Oh, well, I was going to say this doesn't seem that bad because it's in Clash mode. But in here, it's saying that it's going to be in Battle Royale and Battle Royale casuals as well. Ew. I don't like that at all. Power-ups will have Hunter, highlights the enemies and allies in red and blue respectively. Allies are visible through walls and applies tracker and high alert. Speed boost prevents fall damage and a 20% speed boost. Regen fills your health and armor roughly 20% per second. Allies also get the benefit, and it doesn't stack. Double down grants you 2 points per enemy operator or elim instead of 1, and then kill mag refills your active weapon magazine after a kill and quickens your reload. Those seem pretty powerful. I wonder how rare they're going to be. After an evaluation period in Warzone's Clash mode, expect the following new equipment to become available across additional modes at mid-season. So you can expect S&D contracts coming, depending on how it performs. Okay, so the door barricade is coming after an evaluation period of Clash mode. So it's not just immediately going to be in like Battle Royale. Now on to the general content. So we're getting 5 new weapons, including 2 at launch, which is the LC-10 and the FFAR. Let's go. I'm so excited. I love the LC-10 and especially the FFAR. I'm really hoping they feel just ooh, so good. There also is going to be the Essex Model 7 marksman rifle. So wait, so is that the thing that looked like a M1 Garand that I was saying? Because, I mean, that looked like a marksman rifle. We're getting, ooh, the Olympia, wait, as a special weapon. Why would you not bring the Olympia as a regular shotgun? That confuses me. And then pickaxe and new attachments. There's going to be events including Rivals, Ballerina. I'm super excited for that one. I'm super excited for the Ballerina movie. So I'm a huge fan of the John Wick universe, and I'm also a huge fan of Ana de Armas. So I'm super stoked for this movie. But let's get into these weapons. So we have the LC-10 coming at launch. It is a full auto SMG with excellent accuracy and range with a moderate rate of fire. Ooh, I can already see those sexy ass iron sights the LC-10 in. Average mobility and very slow handling for its class. Returning after its debut in Cold War, the LC-10 SMG spits out rounds fast, coupled with good accuracy and range, moderate damage, and a quick reload to get you back into the fight. The weapon performs well off the hip or ADS with 34 rounds in the base mag for a hefty ammo supply. The FFAR. Full auto assault rifle, very high rate of fire and excellent CQB power, but slower handling and oh no, slower handling and mobility. This thing was very, very quick in Cold War, but it looks like they're slowing it down. Boasting a blazing fast fire rate that rivals the SMG weapon class, this bullpup AR is designed for taking down targets fast. The somewhat unpredictable recoil favors burst fire when tackling distant targets, but once you're locked on, it's all over. Supporting a variety of underbarrel launcher attachments, use gunsmith to add greater versatility. Running low on ammo, grab an extended mag while you're at it. Yeah, them specifically saying that they're slower handling and mobility. That sucks. But we'll see. Maybe it'll probably still feel overpowered as fuck. The Essex Model 7. Yep, that is what I saw earlier. Mostly it's just because it looked like he was reloading it from the top, like a top loader. And that to me just screams M1 Garand. Mag size of 8. Wow, that seems very small, but maybe it's lever action. Oh, okay, so is this like an M2 carbine almost? High damage potential balanced by slower rate of fire and handling. Inflict heavy critical point damage with this lever action attack rifle, an ideal tool for the new sheriff in town. This classic armament offers smooth handling with shots that quickly recenter after kicking up. Choose from a variety of levers to further customize the weapon's action, improving ADS speed, sprint to fire speed, and other movement capabilities. So it doesn't specifically mention that it's like a one shot to the head, but it does say heavy critical point damage. So it might be fair to assume that it one taps to the head, especially if it has like high damage potential with slower rate of fire and handling. I would hope that this thing, especially with only 8 in the mag, I would hope that it one taps to the head. It might be a little too overpowered if it still one taps to like, I would be okay with like neck, but anything lower than that, it shouldn't one tap. And the Olympia. Ooh, it looks so good. Double barrel shotgun, very high damage and respectable range, but requires frequent reloading. The double barrel Olympia, not seen since Black Ops 3. Makes its debut in Black Ops 6, returning as a special weapon that makes for the perfect backup when entering tight spaces. The Olympia holds 2 shots at a time, each spraying multiple pellets when your operator pulls the trigger. Light customization via the short barrel and cut-off stock attachments gives you some control over the weapon's playstyle, but the fundamentals remain the same. Get up close and make your shots count. Fire down the sight for a tighter pellet spread or shoot off the hip to inflict damage over a wider area. So it seems like it's going to be like a middle ground between like the Marshalls and the 7.62. But I just remember this thing being like an absolute demon in zombies. So I'm very curious what it's going to play like. And then a pickaxe with 1-hit kill, medium attack speed, short range. Good to know that it is 1-hit kill though. New special weapon attachments. We have the G grip for SMGs, except for the PPU-19, and also assault rifles. It's a vertical foregrip with integrated laser for improved firing stability, horizontal recoil control, and tightened spread when transitioning between hipfire and ADS. Has a blue beam and blocks laser attachments. The Strider 22 3-round burst mod. Ooh, that intrigues me a lot. Convert the Strider 22 into a 3-round burst, drastically improves fire rate and maintains manageable gun kick, but alters the weapon's damage profile outside of the effective range. So probably going to be doing a lot less damage outside of effective range. Burst pistols fucking shred. A full auto SVD mod. Oh no. Convert the SVD to a full auto, ramping up the speed of your damage output and drastically improving recoil and handling. So this is just making me think of zombies, because the SVD in zombies, when you pack a punch, it turns it into a shotgun when you like hip fire it. Actually, is this still a shotgun when you ADS too? I can't remember, but I know for a fact when you hip fire it's like a shotgun, and so you throw full auto on that bitch. That thing might be ripping. The TR2 CQB auto conversion, also in season for the TR2 marksman rifle, aka the FAL. Handgun caliber rounds, resulting in a marksman rifle with a compact frame and fully automatic capabilities that rival fire rates of an SMG. Wow, this thing might be sneaky good. I'm very curious about that CQB. It's an event reward, so is the SVD. But all right, season 4 events. We have the ballerina from June 5th to June 12th. Enter the world of John Wick with the new Ballerina event. Prove your capabilities as a supreme assassin by slaying your way across multiplayer zombies and Warzone. Rewards include the new Essex Model 7 marksman rifle and a ballerina-themed nunchuck melee blueprint for Black Cell owners. Is this just an XP event? Seems like it's just an XP event. The Rivals event from June 12th to June 26th. Enemies become allies in the Rivals event when Stitch brings his code cracking expertise to help uncover the real names of the final Pantheon members of the CIA. The goal is simple. Prove you're the most proficient operator by earning XP across all game modes and unlock a plethora of impressive free items. Dominate your enemies to become the first to unlock rewards, including the Strider 22-3 round burst mod and Grim Reaper. So this is definitely an XP event. Makes me okay. So since this specifically mentioned XP and going back to this, it says prove your capabilities by slaying your way. Maybe this is like a challenge themed event, and then this is the XP themed event. And then King of the Dead and Master of Grief will earn points by slaying all types of undead. You receive more points for dispatching the harder zombie types and causes you to climb the zombies leaderboard. Once the event is over, rewards will be granted based on your leaderboard position. Everyone receives some kind of reward, but to obtain the really good stuff, it's time to perfect your special and elite zombie slaying. So I wonder what those rewards are actually going to be, because it doesn't really say what the rewards are. All right, and that is it. I mean, this season seems like it's going to be a banger. I think I'm much more interested in this season than I am in last season. Like I barely played this past season much at all. I played the zombies map, completed the Easter egg. I think I got all the weapons unlocked, but I played bare minimum to do that. Yeah, this season seems like it has so much in terms of just interesting content, like Grief. Even though there's not a new map, I'm perfectly fine with it. But even the other stuff they have, like even the Warzone content, those modes actually look really interesting to me, as well as just the general content that's coming. So that's going to wrap it up for me. It was a lot of talking, literally over an hour of me talking. So hopefully I can get this edited down to a much more manageable video. But you know how these launches goes. There's always a ton of information shared all at once. And I'm pretty excited for it. Let me know down in the comments if you're excited for it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace!